So some years ago, when I was first really getting into Doom, there were a lot of mods that really inspired me to start working on things. One of them was Psychic. The combination of fast gameplay, gunslinging, rad guns, and rad psychic powers really caught me, and I was just sent reeling. The shotgun! The pistols! The shotgun! The plasma beam! The shotgun! And the shitty needle gun. The shotgun! The weapons were beautiful, the psychic powers were fun, and everything was slick and polished. So I decided to try my hand at making some weapons. And I made a small batch of weapons for me and a group of friends. We all had our own unique equipment based on things we like, and all of them were powerful. Except they, kind of felt like shit. Seriously, look at this. I'm getting embarrassed just looking at this. I didn't understand at the time. Why was it just so bad? My gun did more damage, it shot faster, it killed enemies better, it was, objectively, a stronger weapon. But why did it feel so much weaker? Why did I have a lot more fun with the psychic shotgun than this little ice clinker? The answer, that I'm laboriously trying to reach around to, is feedback. But what is feedback? No, well, feedback isn't really the universal term, I just made it up because I think it sounds cool. But feedback is that certain jenesis.wad people refer to when they talk about how satisfying a weapon is. It's that nebulous, feel-good feeling. A weapon needs to be more than just point, click, deliver damage. We're not playing a point-and-click adventure game where the options are use gun on demon. There's 20 Egyptizillion things that happen in the process beforehand. Well, also after, and even during. It's all the little touches that contribute to the damage. The animation of the attack itself, the way the player character reacts to firing it, the visual effects that complement how it's fired, the way the enemies react, the follow-up after you fire it, the sound effects, etc., etc. Now, this isn't really specific to first-person shooters. The attacks of a fighting game, or the weapons of a hack-and-slash protagonist, or even just special moves that someone unlocks down the line. I think it's a vital tenet for any game that wants to make the combat satisfying. Simply put, a weapon needs to actively demonstrate to the player that it can and has caused damage. Simply putting higher numbers on the damage value isn't enough. Everything else about the design of the weapon needs to accommodate. It's not enough that a weapon has to be effective. It has to feel effective. Let's take a look at a weapon from another mod. The Hammer of the Gods, from accessories to murder. Now, this isn't the only example of a sexy shotgun, but I do think it's the most applicable to the discussion at hand. Yeah, there's the HUD face. It's bad. So here we got the shotgun, and here we've got a nice pack of enemies lined up, ready to roll. You turn around the corner, take aim, and... oh... bustin' makes me feel good. More importantly, you took note of all that, right? Well, no, it happened by in a single gunshot. Let's roll it again. Oh yeah! Alright, now let's take note of everything that happened. First up, note the actual firing animation itself. The gun flash is very quick, and the gun spasms in the guy's hand. It recoils back, expanding in size with the knockback, and he shakes to put it back into position. Right there is an indication of power. It's a shotgun so strong that even the wielder is having trouble with handling it. The follow-up pump is a staple of shotguns everywhere, and usually what lends them to the position of best gun in a shooter that ever exists. The ratcheting of a shotgun, while it might not be effective for actual combat purposes in real life, is always unbelievably satisfying. It's a punctuation of the damage you've delivered. It's inherently a very fine point of feedback. While accessories to murder's shotgun pump is a little fast and smooth to my taste, it suffices nonetheless. Next up, note the effect that it has on the enemies. It sends them flying backwards, launched by the sheer power of the gun. That's a plus. Also note the custom blood pattern that goes flying from the enemies. It's very eye-catching and it emphasizes the damage. Even more eye-catching are the sparks and puffs that appear when they pass through the enemy and hit a wall. These are live smoking rounds and they show it. Delicious! It's a magnificent weapon, beautiful in every way. And this is what every good weapon should strive for. This amount of feedback. Hell, for another example, we don't even have to look too far to the side. We've had 21 years of technology advancement in development in video games. We've got smoother animations, better sound libraries, 3D models, and more. Yet, 21 years later, the Super Shotgun still stands as a reigning champion, a frequent contender on best video game shotgun lists. This little baby is the absolute key demonstration as to why paying attention to the feedback of your gun is vital. At this point, you've spent a map or two with your dinky little pistol plinking away. You've gotten too used to the pop, 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 pop sound effects. Your expectations are dim. It takes forever to kill enemies. And even with the shotgun you picked up in the map beforehand, you've still got a lot more pistol ammo left over. And you just don't want to use it. It's such a dorky weapon. But then you get this baby and the entire game has changed. The sound is thunderous. While the original Doom pistol is actually based on the stock pistol sound effect, the Super Shotgun sound is original and is actually based off explosions. The reload animation is intricate, the most frames for a single weapon in the game. It takes a good amount of time to follow through after each shot, giving the player time to breathe from firing out such a massive load. And, well, the load is massive. When you collect with all 20 pellets, practically the entire screen goes red. Particles and sprites splatter everywhere. The enemy is thrown back and almost always goes into a pain state. And for hordes of weaker enemies, they all fall to one single blast. This is the most satisfying shit. It stays in your memory for years to come. No matter how long you've played video games, you remember it. And when you go back to another weapon afterwards, it doesn't actually matter that it does more damage. Even the Doom rocket launcher in comparison, it does more damage, it covers a wider radius, and it fires faster. But it's not as satisfying to use, because the weapon doesn't have half the feedback that the king of all video game shotguns can boast. So, when working on your weapons, always be sure to keep feedback into account. Does the damage it deals match the impression that it's giving the players? Does it feel wimpy, or does it feel strong? How powerful a weapon is depends on a variety of factors, and damage is only a number.